Ever buy one new thing and then suddenly your whole life feels just a little bit wrong? Yeah, why does that happen? Well, I'm here to tell you, it is not just you. It's actually a super powerful psychological trigger. It has a name, a crazy history, and believe me, it has a major grip on your wallet.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You finally get that one thing you've been wanting for ages. You bring it home, unbox it, and for a second, it's just perfect. But then this weird feeling starts to creep in. Kind of like a subtle dissatisfaction.
It's like that one shiny new object just makes everything else you own look a little less bright, a little duller. All your old stuff, which was totally fine literally yesterday, now seems, well, inadequate. And let me tell you, this feeling is no accident. It is the very beginning of a powerful domino effect.
All right, so let's get into it. Section 1, the unseen chain reaction. Let's really track how this plays out in the real world. You might be shocked at how a single, seemingly smart decision can just quietly snowball into this avalanche of expenses you never ever planned for. So, it all starts pretty innocently. Your old phone? It's fine, it works. But that new model is out and oh man, it's calling your name. You tell yourself it's an investment, right? A productivity tool. So you pull the trigger, you make the purchase, and you feel awesome, successful, modern, the whole deal. But then you get home and you look at your old, frayed charging cable, and it just looks so wrong next to this sleek, beautiful piece of tech. It almost feels like an insult to plug it in. So what do? Of course, you go out and buy the brand new matching charger.
And what about that cheap plastic case you've had forever? Ugh, suddenly it's a total embarrassment. It just doesn't live up to your new premium device, does it? No way. This phone needs a case that sends the right message. And there goes another purchase. And finally, come on, you gotta get the full experience, right? Your old wired headphones just won't cut it anymore. The ecosystem is calling to you, and the AirPods, they're the only real answer. So, what did that phone actually end up costing you? Yeah, within just a few days, your $1,200 phone has sneakily become a $1,550 expenditure. And look, this isn't some failure of willpower on your part. This is a well-documented, powerful psychological trap, and it has a fascinating origin story. Okay, next up, Diderot's Scarlet Robe, the origin story of a financial trap. To really understand this trap, we've got to go all the way back to 18th century France and meet the guy who gave this whole effect its name, mostly because he fell for it himself, big time. So let me introduce you to the philosopher Denis Diderot. He was a brilliant guy, but completely broke. Then he gets this incredible stroke of financial luck. And what does he do? He treats himself to just one luxury item, a beautiful scarlet robe. You'd think that would bring him a little joy, right? Nope. This single purchase set off a totally disastrous chain reaction that landed him right back in debt. Just look at the psychological shift here. Before he got the robe, Diderot was happy. He was humble. He was the master of his things. But after the robe, he became anxious, kind of opulent. He was a slave to his new stuff, driven by this relentless need for all his other possessions to live up to the elegance of this one new robe. And Diderot himself, he looked back on this whole thing with some incredible insight. He wrote, "I was the absolute master of my old dressing gown, but I have become a slave to my new one." I mean, wow. He realized that his new possession had, in a very real sense, come to own him. It was dictating all of his choices and just completely destroying his happiness. And that's how this whole phenomenon got its name, the Diderot effect. That's the official term for this spiral of consumption. It's where one new purchase doesn't actually bring you satisfaction. Instead, it creates this nagging feeling of incompleteness that we desperately try to fix with, you guessed it, more purchases. So that brings us to our next section, the identity consistency trap, or why we buy to maintain our story. I mean, why is this effect so ridiculously powerful? Well, it's not just about matching colors on your new phone case. It digs way deeper into a fundamental human need, our need to maintain a consistent story about who we are. See, deep down, we crave coherence. We have this deep psychological need for our stuff, our possessions, to be consistent with our self-image. We want our external world, our clothes, our car, our home, to perfectly align with our internal story of who we are. And a new high-status item can totally disrupt that story. It creates this psychological tension that we just feel compelled to resolve. Let's take a modern example. Say you buy a Peloton. You're doing it to become a fit person, right? But all of a sudden, your old baggy gym shorts, they just clash with this new identity. You're not just someone who works out anymore, oh no. You are now a cyclist. And that one single bike purchase now forces you to buy the rest of the identity, piece by piece, just to keep that story consistent. Okay, moving on. Calculating the real cost, the price tag versus the chain reaction. Understanding this psychology is so key because it forces us to completely rethink how we calculate the cost of, well, anything. The price tag is only the very beginning of the story.
So let's apply this to something we can all probably relate to: home renovation. You budget a reasonable amount for one single upgrade, maybe new kitchen cabinets, and you're thinking, hey, I'm being financially responsible here. But are you really calculating the full cost?
Think about it. Those beautiful new $10,000 cabinets make your old fridge look totally dated. So, poof, that gets replaced for $2,000. Then the shiny new appliances make the floor look shabby. That's another $5,000. And because it's an open concept home, your newly perfect kitchen now makes the living room look like an absolute dump. Suddenly, your responsible $10,000 project has just spiraled into a $35,000 renovation. That is the hidden danger.
And here's the really terrifying part. These upgrades are often downgrades in disguise. Seriously, they can actually downgrade our quality of life. Just like Diderot, we become these anxious caretakers of our possessions. We're almost afraid to live in our own homes for fear of scratching or ruining our perfect brand new things. We end up trading our freedom for curation.
All right, so how in the world do we fight back against this? I mean, we can't just stop buying things entirely, but we can build some mental firewalls to contain the spiral. So let's talk about your 3-step defense strategy, how to break the cycle.
Okay, 3 practical strategies for you. Step 1, predict the chain reaction. Before you buy anything major, seriously, sit down and calculate the full system cost of an item, not just the price tag. What else will this thing demand from you? Step 2 is the buy one, give one rule. This is all about preventing accumulation. For every new thing that comes in the door, a similar old thing has to go out. And step 3, and this one is a real game changer, practice strategic downgrading. You actually lower your baseline with humble anchor items to reduce that constant pressure to upgrade everything else. You know, that 3rd step is probably the most powerful of all. By deliberately keeping your anchor items humble, your car, your phone, maybe your couch, you create what you could call a low-maintenance identity. And let me tell you, this is the most profitable asset you can own. It gives you this incredible freedom, and it lets you stack cash while everyone else is busy curating their own personal and very expensive museums. So, in the end, it all comes down to this one question, inspired by Diderot himself. I want you to look around at your things right now and ask yourself, are you the master of your things, or have they become the master of you? Are they serving you and your goals, or are you spending your life serving them? The answer, well, it just might change your next purchase forever.